Hi, I want to talk about Dan Gilbert's video about why are we happy, and this video to me was just really incredible, and it was kind of radical in a sense, because what Dan Gilbert brings up is the fact that there are two different kinds of happiness. One is the natural happiness, which is what happens when we get what we want. So you set out and you say you want to be with this person, and then you're with them. That's natural happiness. Things work out your way, you're good to go. But then synthetic happiness is the happiness that you manufacture what you make when you don't get what you want. And his argument is that happiness is just as real as natural happiness. And that idea is so radical and powerful, it really just blew me away. The idea that you can control your own happiness. You don't have to have it depend on external things. It's solely you who can control how happy you are. That's just such a powerful tool. And it's just and it's not just that it's happiness, it's that happiness is just as real as natural happiness. That gives anyone the ability to be incredibly happy no matter what the external factors are, what the external factors are in their life. And that is just such an important thing in a world where we're always told that happiness is somewhere else. And it makes sense in our economy because, like Dan Gilbert brings up, we couldn't work without that, without the sense that, if you buy this cell phone, you'll be happy because you can talk to your friends, or if you're with this guy or this girl, then you'll be happy. If if you have this experience, you'll be happy. There's all these different things telling us how we can be happy, but nothing really tells us that you can make yourself happy, and that is just such a cool idea. And I don't know, I still just can't get over that, and it just made me think of our good family friend to my mom and me. She's my French teacher, actually. She was just diagnosed with breast cancer for the second time about a couple months ago. And I went over to her house for a lesson, and she got off the phone, and she was like, "Sorry, I've been tied up with this all day. It turns out I have breast cancer again." And I was speechless. I just took a second. I was like, "I am so sorry. I have no idea what to say, Madame Kaya. I don't know." And she just stopped me right there, and she goes, Ellen, stop." And I was like, "Oh my God, what's going on?" And she was just like, this isn't bad. It's not good. It's not bad. It just is. It's just what happens. And she's like, "I'll get over it just like I did before. And I'll be fine." So, she just sat down and had a glass of wine and a cigarette and just enjoyed what she had. And I was just so blown away by that, because I could feel in me that she actually meant it. She wasn't in denial. She wasn't putting on a front. She wasn't, she actually meant it. She just meant that this is something that happened to her. It's an external factor that she cannot control, and she's going to deal with it. And she did. She fought it. She's fine. And she was happy the entire way. She just loves life, and she was able to synthesize that own happiness, because obviously getting breast cancer wasn't what she wanted, but she made her own happiness with it and didn't let a single day go by that she wasn't enjoying life. And that, to me, I was just so impressed by her, and what a great model to try to live your life by. And it was so neat to have Dan Gilbert almost pinpoint why that's possible, and the fact that happiness is just as real as if she had just not had breast cancer in the first place. And I don't know, I just think this is just such a crazy thing to me, because Dan Gilbert brings it up that we normally don't pick situations that make it easy for us to synthesize happiness. Like when the students are presented with the two different courses, where you can either opt to switch back your photo, or you can just pick one, give it away, and not deal with it. And I think as humans, we almost always want to be in charge, because we feel like we can make the best decision and we want to have control of the situation. So if I have to make a decision, I want to make sure I can make it, so I can take in all the factors and not let someone else do it and maybe mess it up. The only thing that happens is that if you're wrong, not even if you're wrong, if you make one decision, you spend so much time thinking about the other one that it kind of ruins it. So there's something really special in the idea that you just make a decision and stick with it. It doesn't mean that you can't have preferences or you can't change your mind. It just means that recognizing one permanent situation over another doesn't make that big of a difference in your happiness. It's overblowing these things are what causes the real problem. And I think Dan Gilbert really sums it up well at the end when he says, "The lesson I want to leave you with from these data is that our longings and our worries are both to some degree overblown. because we have within us the capacity to manufacture the very commodity we are constantly chasing when we choose experience. Just, wow, we can, our longings and worries are overblown, so we keep, making such a big deal out of these little things when it doesn't make that big of a difference, because we can manufacture happiness. We can make it ourselves within us. And happiness is that one thing we're always chasing. We're always trying to find it somewhere else. But the idea that that's in us and that that's just as real as natural happiness it's just absolutely incredible that it puts all of the power on the individual and not the external factors, because we cannot control what happens to us. But we can control how we react to it. And that to me is just a kind of radical, incredible thought, and just a great, great way to go through life. Or at least I think so. Thanks for listening.